perfection. Not only did I have my neighborhood family, but my church family, and Father Mac Abraham was a man among men who was an integral part of our lives. Our church family was very much a part of our lives, and really provided that foundation of faith that we...
Spiritual leadership in Sylacauga was extraordinary.
It really was.
We've had some wonderful spiritual men. Of course, I have said this to you before, but so many of the members of St. Jude were friends of mine and still are. And I look at those folks and I say, man, they had something special going on there. And all of you point back to Father Mac Abraham.
Absolutely. I mean, he commanded and demanded your commitment and your he helped to establish your moral fiber of who you are. And you know, if you look at our church most recently, the Spencer family,
yes.
They have the Bishop Spencer, Richard Spencer. We called him Dickie growing up, but he was ordained the bishop of the armed forces in the Catholic Church. And there was a story recently when the Pope visited the U.S. about how he bumped into his brother, who's also a Catholic priest.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the irony of that is that Bishop Spencer and I have continued to communicate over time, and he baptized my granddaughter, Easby, Matthew's, my son Matthew's child, Matthew and Brianna's child. He baptized her, and what an amazing experience that was. And so, and an honor and privilege that he could be there for that. That's very beautiful sacrament.
That's marvelous. I want to go back 1 minute, Margaret, to the, you were talking about your heart going thump when your name was called as Citizen of the Year. My first thought, I was there that night playing music for I got a late call and they said, we need somebody playing some music. I said, I'll handle it. So I was there, and when your name was called, my first thought was Billo and Louise would be so proud.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Of course, I knew
they would be in disbelief probably, but very proud, very proud.
They would have just been absolutely blown away. Of course, I understand that Joe had a procedure. We won't get into what it was, but Joe had a procedure done that day, and you thought you were going to get out of going. And ended up having to go because Joe says, no, who knew?
Yeah.
Who was in
He knew. I had said, you don't need to go because you have been under anesthesia. And you don't need to go. I'll go. And he said, oh no, I am not going to miss Wayne Flint. And of course, Joe's commitment to the Chamber of Commerce too, and to the city of Sylacauga has always been very strong. And I don't know that we've ever missed a chamber banquet, to be frank with you, but he was determined, and I kept thinking, I mean, he was there, and actually at the time that my name was called, I was in total disbelief. I had no idea.
You looked at me and rolled your eyes. And walked
really? But Joe says, get up, Margaret. But it was, I was so touched and so humbled, very humbled.
Well, I think, of course, my second thought was, well, she deserves it. And, of course, I have relayed on the phone the message I left you. I relayed one greeting from one of our good friends in Alabama, and I'm going to make sure the rest of them know because it's quite an honor for an old swamp person to be. We all kind of hung out at mine and Harry Ellison's apartment and had a great time at the University of Alabama.
Yes.
Some of us did well academically, some of us didn't. Obviously, Margaret, with her advanced degrees, was one of those that did. Margaret, when that call came to come to SAFE, what was your reaction initially?
Well, it was sort of one of those situations where you had in your mind how life was going to go. And at the time, it was an interesting, of course, timing is everything, as Troy Jones says in in his lyrics. And as we know, the Lord always has that plan for us. I didn't really have that as my plan. Joe was at the State Department of Ed at that point in time. It was in 1998, and I had been involved with the group that had helped to envision this Family Resource Center model, and we had hired a fella out, done a nationwide search and hired a fella out of Texas, and he came in August and he left in November. And that's when the SAFE board said to me, would you do this on a part-time basis to get us through this transition? And at the time, with Joe gone, Matthew, our oldest son, was graduating in 1998 from high school, and I had this vision that my mother and I, my daddy had passed away, and that my mother and I would be able to spend some really quality time together. But God had a different plan. God had a plan that that I would do this work, and that it was such an opportunity and a blessing for me. And then my mother passed away in March of 1998. Wow. You know, wasn't part of the plan.
No.
But it was such a wonderful opportunity for me to do something that has been a real blessing in my life. And so, with that said, I never envisioned that I would do anything like this. I thought I would finish my career as the guidance counselor at Indian Valley and be just thrilled to do that, because that was my dream job. And yet, God had something else in mind. And so, once I got here, I guess, as the old saying goes, you couldn't blow me out with an atomic bomb, but it has been one of the joys of my life.
The SAFE is an omnibus agency, I think is the term they like to use, meaning it does many
things, yes.
Run down, and we'll talk a little bit more in depth about some of these, but kind of run down the various things that SAFE does.
So many people ask this question, and I was invited recently to speak at an Alabama Power summit, graduation education summit, around workforce development. And so the question I ask is, what is workforce development? Well, workforce development by definition is the building of human capacity. And that, in essence, is what SAFE does. Cradle to grave is to support the growth and development of human capacity to be, to do, to contribute, to be independent, self-sufficient in our community, and our community to be healthy, in our county, and as we move along. It really is a cradle-to-grave program that supports the healthy growth and development of families and children. It is not, on the other hand, a handout. Mm-hmm. It is not a giveaway program. It is a program that empowers people to get where they want to go, to teach resiliency. You know, if we all going to have our ups and downs in life. We're all going to have valleys, and we're all going to have mountaintop experiences. And it's our ability to be resilient that moves us in a forward-moving path. And the goal of SAFE is to build the capacity, to help families build and individuals build that capacity. So when you come to SAFE, you're going to see lots of opportunities for that, beginning at a very early age. We have some parenting programs, Parents as Teachers, HIPPY program, home visitation for parents of preschool youngsters, that empowers that parent to be that child's first and best teacher. Mm-hmm. And so we go into this home visitation program, and we go into the home and we provide support for that family. You know, children don't come with a handbook. Mm-hmm. And we want to be have that relationship with that family so that we all are on a level playing field. We do employability skills training. Specifically, here on site, we have one of our primary partners early on was Central Alabama Community College. And Central Alabama Community College and Bert Sims and they've provided all the adult education programs that are available on this end of the county right here at SAFE. Monday through Thursday, virtually morning, noon, and night. And of course, those individuals feed into a lot of other programs that we have, such as our Employability Skills Training Program. We have a very viable after-school program, and we work in concert with the faith-based community to provide that opportunities, growth opportunities for children in after-school. And we operate 5 days a week. From about 3:15, the school buses from Talladega County and Sylacauga City bring the children to First Presbyterian and First Methodist. We also operate an after-school program at Nichols Lawson Middle School, and we do Saturday school, and we have summer school programs. We work with, we have a brand new nutrition program where we've done summer feeding for the last 2 years. We've done some weekday feeding last year, and this year we are feeding every night of the week, a supper, and we also feed a snack to those children that come, and anyone who wants to walk up and come and receive those meals. We're a part of a statewide initiative called Ending Childhood Hunger, and we have some other folks in our community that we work with, such as Jim and Linda Jones.
They were our guests last week.
Yeah, and so they do a wonderful work providing weekend feeding for children and also adult feeding. And so together we knit a fabric of support for families. A lot of people criticize giveaway programs, and particularly you hear a lot of criticism of what used to be food stamps, is now called SNAP. But these are dollars that go directly to the mouths of hungry children. And we have a lot of hungry children, and it runs across demographics.
Yes.
We have a huge wellness initiative and a Get Healthy Talladega County network that we are...
Hold that thought, Margaret. Let's take a quick break before I get in trouble here and for not taking one. And we will be back, and we'll pick up right there, right after this.
Okay, and we will pick up right after this. Much more from Margaret Morton.
At Toyota of Sylacauga, we're capping off our record-breaking year with our record-breaking discounts. This is the sale you've been waiting for.
Get huge Toyota of Sylacauga discounts. Up to $4,000 off on Corolla. Up to $4,500 off on Sienna. Up to $5,500 off on Prius. And up to $7,000 off on your choice of Avalon or Camry.
Online 24/7 at toyotaofsylacauga.com. Get ready to smile.
Camping World, the #1 RV and camping expert, would like to introduce you to a whole new world. Say hello to new thrills. Get to know your crew. Moments become great memories. Take a new look. Enjoy freedom. Discover amazing. Say hello to a whole new world. Visit campingworld.com.
In Central Alabama, 9,100 kids face going to bed hungry tonight. Hunger doesn't take a day off. There are kids right here, right now, that don't know where they'll get their next meal. Join Alabama Childhood Food Solutions and help put an end to childhood hunger in Central Alabama. Make a difference. Donate today, by mail or online, to help ACFS feed hungry kids. There's no better time to share than now. Their next meal could come from you.
Any meal, anytime, it's a Huddle House on Highway 280. From the popular Huddle House Signature Waffle to our Big House breakfast, including gravy and biscuit and loaded hash browns, it's a Huddle House. Try our Philly cheese steak omelet. It's a sure hit, too. Our Big House sandwich combos include Huddle burger and country fried steak. And for lunch or dinner, it's the often requested chopped steak with mushroom gravy. Starting to get hungry? Head to the Huddle House. Our friendly and experienced team await you. Huddle House, Highway 280, any meal, anytime.
They shouldn't have shown that last commercial with me not having had supper yet, folks, but I'll get it when we get